Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue with Brett. I did some changes to my work area. Might be a little bit different as you guys are looking. I had the monitor, used to be over here on this side, and I took the monitor off to give me some more workspaces here on this table. But what I was having a problem with is my monitor now is on the side over here, so I have to turn my head pretty back to see if I'm always on focus and things like that. And I was having a problem with that, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that. But I did gain a lot of workspace, and I was really happy with that. And I can keep things a little bit neater. So what I did is, I found this app, and you can actually use your phone or your tablet to mirror your screen on your computer, which is really cool. And I can also touchscreen the program here, which is really nice too. So that's came in pretty handy. I really like that. It's a little bit slower on this screen than it is on my monitor. So you guys see things a little bit weird here on this. If you guys are looking at that, but you can't really see it right now. But anyway, so on. So where we left off the last time is, oh, and I got some better lighting, and well, I think I got better lighting. But let me also change that. Hold on a second. Make sure that I forgot to do that when we come back on. Which one I want to go with? I kind of like that one. Stay. You know what? Stay right there in the middle. See, that's pretty good. All right. So where we left off the last time, I finished up doing the 5 o'clock shadow. Then one thing I noticed when I was doing all that, and after I sealed it and I was ready to start organizing stuff, I just didn't like the eyes. What's wrong with the eyes is that Sean, this is not, I'm not criticizing him or anything like that. What he did, he made the eyes concave. All right, and especially the iris area, it's not round. So after I paint it and everything, it's just, you're looking from different perspectives, and it doesn't give that, I'm not getting that realism look that I want to get out of those eyes. So what I was thinking about doing is, well, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. Now, previously I had a kit that was like that, and what I did is I put some resin. I used the UV light to what happens with that is that when you hit it with the UV light on that resin, it flattens it. So I wasn't getting no bubble because I want to get that round, and I didn't want to build it up too much. Keep on building up with the UV resin and just keep on hitting that. So there's two things that I was thinking about doing. Is either I have a glue that I can bubble up. It's a little thick. It takes a little while to dry. It's this stuff right here. I might give it a try. Whichever one that I get to work, or I was just thinking about using some putty and letting that dry. Maybe something like this, or maybe some of the epoxy sculpt or something. But I want to make sure that I don't have to go in there and file too much, because it's a really tiny area, and you want to make sure that you get good coverage and you're not showing too much of the, I don't know if it makes any sense, but the edges and things like that. You want to have a nice smooth transition. So I think the glue is going to be the best way to go, and I'm probably going to be doing that off camera, so you guys don't see it. But if you look at the kit when I first started painting, you're going to see the indentation of the eye iris, and I'm not really crazy about it. I want to get more of a round curvature around it. So that's what I'm going to be working on after I'm done with this. What I'm going to be working on now, just so you guys know, I got new putty. I got some new eggs the other day. Yeah. All right. So I'll leave a link down below. Guys, don't buy like a pound of this stuff because you're never going to go through it. Alright, I bought my first set of putty a long time ago. Okay, and I still have the same one. This is from when I first started. So you get a piece of paper so it doesn't get everywhere. But this stuff right here, and I got more over there. It's the first ones that I bought when I first started painting. You know, it just gets kind of gnarly after a while. You know, you get to pick up a lot of crap, and you know, so you can mix the old with the new. You know, like I'm planning on mixing some of this stuff, and because it's still good. You don't need to throw it out or anything like that. Okay. But I'll leave a link down below. You just buy a bag that has like 5 or 6 pieces in them, and you're good to go for a while. This is a total of 2 eggs I used to mask this whole thing. Now what I did is I masked, and what I want to do is I want to paint the shirts, the 2 shirts, the Hawaiian shirt and the shirt underneath it. It's like a thermal shirt, okay? And I masked all around as best as I could. You might have to do some touch up after you're done. Okay, but I love this tool. I use it for a lot of stuff. It's just a regular, I think it's a dental tool. So, or a carving tool. It looks more like a dental tool to me. But anyway, you know, what I try to do is try to get in there and keep the edges exposed so you can get some good paint around where you need to get it. See, right here needs to go back a little bit, but see how I push it down and push it in, so this way I'm not hitting the skin tone, because I don't want to get any paint on the skin tone. You know what I mean? So what you want to do is you want to push in as much putty into these creases as you can. Okay? Alright, and you don't want to get paint on the skin. Okay, and also cover and protect as much as you can. You know, if I get paint on the black, guess what? You paint it over black. But you're not going to be able to paint over the skin tone because you already got that mostly finished, and I don't want to ruin it. So that's why I cover most of the skin tone. I'm not too worried about the freaking black. So this way you can move on that. Now the colors. The base color for the Hawaiian shirt is like an off-white. If you look at the pictures, let me put that up for you real quick. Browser right there. Right. It's like an offish white, like a dirty white. I mean, that Hawaiian shirt looks like it's been through hell. So you probably went to deep sleep with the thing, so, but the undershirt is white, all right, like an off-white. So what I want to do is at least give it a base of like an off-white. And then if I have to highlight, the white with a little bit lighter color, I'll do that. Or, going with the shadows with a darker color. So be it. Okay. But, so what I want to start off with is get at least a base color. And that's what we're going to do today. All right. Now, I don't know where this video is going to fall in. I already posted the first part of the video. It's got most of the skin tone stuff in it. The only thing the first part doesn't have is the 5 o'clock shadow and I think the hair or whatever. I don't remember what it was. So that's going to be part 2. Is this going to be added to part 2 or part 3? I don't know. So I would like to keep, things a little bit short. The first video is pretty long. It's about 2 hours long. All right, but you guys have all the information there. You can fast forward, and I put a couple of drops of flow improver. I'm going to tell you the color I'm going to use in a minute, but you guys can always fast forward through these videos and watch whatever the hell you want and use whatever you want to use out of it. That's what it's for. All right. And I appreciate you guys watching, as much as you can, because it does help the channel. But I understand that it could get long. I try to make it entertaining as much as I can. I can babble all day. Now the color that I'm using is the color that I used before. It's an off-white. It's called, you gotta thin this one a little bit more than the Vallejo, these scale colors, okay? But it's a white sand. Let me see if I can do it. All right. From Scale Color. It's a nice off-white. Okay. I like this color for using for off-white. I even like to use it for painting my eyes and stuff. I'm gonna have to dilute that a little bit more. Excuse me. This brush is gnarly, man. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't want to use that. I'm gonna use this one. This is another beater. There we go. I like to keep beater brushes around, guys. Alright. Now this color is a nice off-white color. I use it for eyes, the eyeballs, the white in the eyes, and things like that. Put a little bit more. Let me see what the consistency of this thing is. It's not too bad. That's pretty good right there. A good mix on that. So remember what I said about, you know, not damaging your the needle on your. So I gently push it, okay, on the paper. Okay, then I squeeze the sides. Okay, and then I backflow. Okay, you can knock those bubbles down a little bit. And you get a nice mix that way, okay? That's the way I do if I have to keep on adding paint, because I don't want to mix the dry paint that's around the edges on the inside the cup. The reason why you want to do that is because that's hard paint and it's going to get clogged. It's going to clog up your brush. So you do backflow way, okay? And this paint, it's kind of a little splattery. It's going to need a little bit more paint. It's a little thin down too much. And I don't like when it splatters because then you don't get a good coverage on that and it looks all crappy. So I'll put one more drop of paint. And I'll remix it. Yes, I did a lot of moving around in here. I've got a new table, some new lighting. That was all for my Christmas present, you know. I asked for Amazon gift cards. Because there's always something on Amazon that I can use too. Alright, this is better. Alright, so I didn't mask this stuff because I'm going to paint over that, so it doesn't matter. The way that I would like to work is always from the inside out. So we start off with the flesh tones, now we're working on the shirts, and then we're going to work on the jacket, and final the tail. Alright, inside out. Alright, this way you're not redoing things the other way. Okay, I find it a lot easier to work that way. Okay, so for me, you guys can do how you feel like you're comfortable, but I'm telling you that this is working from the inside out is a lot easier. You don't have to go back and retouch a lot of stuff. Okay, when you're doing this stuff. Okay, so nice and slow. I'm going to start off with the shirt. Don't forget that the shirt, this is the end of the jacket. You see these ribs right here? This one piece right here, that's the end of the jacket. Okay, the little edge, the border right there. Okay, that's the end of the jacket right there. Okay, so start painting. Probably gonna need a lot of coverage because it's black and it has a lot of skin tone, overspraying. So just start off and just go gently and do a little bit of layers at a time. Trying to get into all those crevices and stuff. I need some more paint in the cup. Just a minute. Yep. You know, white is such a tough paint. Alright, you know what? I'm going to pause and I'll be right back because I think I need to clean this baby. Just give me 1 sec. Okay, let's try this again. I think I mixed the paint right. Did I switch airbrush? I cleaned both of them, but just grab this one just for the hell of it. Got a lot of paint's coming out of this one. I noticed. Very strong. The pressure's down. It is a little bigger needle on this one right now because I switched the other day doing something. So let's see. Let's see how she works. If not, I'll switch over again to the other one. Doesn't matter. Alright. I'm over here. I'm sure you can see the change of color. I have to get in some of these areas with a brush. Back in there. I'm going to recommend something real quick for cleaning your airbrushes. I use these soft dental flossing too. Alright, they got longer ones too. I like the long ones, but this is the only ones that I have right now at home. So, alright, these work great. Very soft, they won't damage your airbrush. Alright, I use those for cleaning and getting inside the airbrush and everything, cleaning the nozzles. And they work great. I don't know who I got that from. I learned it from somewhere. I'm sorry if I'm not giving you credit for it. I don't remember where I got it from. Alright. If I learn something from somewhere, I like to give those guys credit, guys. I think it's important. So I'm not taking credit for it, but I learned it from somewhere, somebody else. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit before I keep on hitting it. Yeah, just if you see that it's very wet, just go somewhere else and paint. Move on to something else because you don't want to, like especially this paint right here, I thinned it a little bit more than what I usually thin. And remember, you're gonna have to go with several coats on this thing. So to hide that black. I want to pause for a minute and put this here, and I'm going to go ahead and get the hair dryer real quick. Okay. One of the things I want to show you guys real quick is the other colors I've been working on. Is for the shirt I have this stuff. These are pastel colors. Not pastels, they're pastel colors for the shirt. I got the greens, I got the pinks, and these colors right here. Alright. Let me show you the picture real quick again. Alright. You do have some reds in there too. So you have to I got a better picture of the shirt too, but I think this is gonna work pretty good for I think for the effect that I want to get for the shirt. Okay, the colors. If not, I can mix. I have some paints there that I can mix. But, I'll show you a better picture of the shirt once we get to it. Okay, but you know, I got yellows, green, blue. This is like a pinkish, pink, the violet, peach. Okay, we can mix them, make them a little darker if we have to, or I have some other colors in here in my arsenal that I can get to. But it's a good start right here. I'll leave a link down below for this. These are nice colors. I used them before for a little project that I had, and it worked out pretty good. I like the AK colors. AK colors are pretty good paint, especially this third generation stuff is pretty good. Okay. Alright, so these are pretty good. And then the other one is, let me put this over here on the side, is the one that I got from Last Cav. They had good prices on these at that time. And these are fairly new. They just came out with this one. And this is World War II U.S. Army colors, and that's kind of the color that I want to go for the jacket. Okay. All right, and it's got all these colors right here. All right, and that's the U.S. Field Drab. All right, so it gives you like a little, not a how-to, but kind of, you know, it's got the. So these are the colors I'm going to be using. I'll leave a link down below for this one too. Last Cav had a good sale on these. I don't know if they still have them in stock because they were, I think, yeah, Last Cav. They got a ton of hobby supplies over there and stuff like that. So it's a good place to buy stuff. All right. If he has them in stock, he'll send them to you right away. Pretty good, fast shipping too. All right, so let's get back to it. All right. See how it came out a little runny and stuff. So I can cover that stuff up because it's only the base layer. Gotta be careful with how much paint you put on. I wasn't really realizing that this stuff wasn't drying that fast. So I'm gonna hit it again. This time I'm gonna hit it a little bit slower because I don't want it to get too runny. Alright. Just make sure you get into all. Yeah, let me show you something real quick. See how this stuff is starting to droop. That's the problem with you can't leave this overnight. Because by the time you come back and the next day, you're gonna find silly putty drooping all over your kit. All right, unless you like leave it flat like that, and you're okay with it dripping backwards. But if you leave it like this, it's gonna droop all over what you painted. If you, especially if you didn't seal it, you're gonna be pulling all that crap out. So you gotta, once in a while, you gotta retouch up and re-strengthen the. I guess you can roll this stuff a little bit thinner and really stick it onto the kit, but you know it takes too much time. You know, for me. So, but like I said, see how it droops, and you come back the next day. You can't just leave it on. You're gonna work on something, work on it, and then peel the shit off, seal it, whatever. You know, you can seal it now and then peel it off or whatever, but. You gotta peel it off gently because you don't want to start peeling paint, fresh paint that you took off. But usually I don't have a problem with that. But don't leave it there because it's gonna start drooping onto your paint, and then once it sits on there without being sealed or protected, it's just gonna ruin your shit. So just retuck it back in, I guess you want to call it. See how all this stuff drooped down. Okay. And it's been on here for like a couple hours on this stuff, so it's not too bad. So, all right. But I like this silly putty for doing things like this with a lot of texture and stuff like that. Now I do have the Vallejo stuff. The liquid mask, and it works very well. It dries very quick, so if you're gonna use a brush, you're gonna use a beater brush. Okay, and this stuff works really good, but it's good on non-textured stuff because the pain in the ass to get off. Okay, I had problems before where I used it on things that had a little bit of texture on it, and it was a bitch to get off. So I don't recommend it for something like this. Okay, not at all. So and you know, if you have something like this where it has a lot of crevices and things like that, you're gonna be cussing that stuff off because it's not gonna come out that easy. All right. So I mean, that's my experience with it. All right, I'm gonna need a little bit more paint here. So hold on a second. You got it all, but you know, like on the inside of the collar right there needs a little bit. The part right there, that needs a little bit too. Guys, like when you're looking at this stuff, look at it from all different angles. Just make sure that you get everything. And I don't. I can see a couple spots that I need to hit. Once I'm done with this, I'll seal it. And we'll move on to doing some detail work. But I'm not happy with that right now. Because I missed a couple spots. Alright, just give me 1 sec here. Let me clean this up. Always keep the cotton damped for your needle. Clean your needle sideways like that. Okay? Don't push into that needle tip. Always against the tip, see? Tip is over there, come this way. I clean that needle. Okay, I don't push it in. Alright, nothing like that. That needle will last you a long time. Just, you know. Some people don't like to use these protectors or whatever you want to call these. They like to use because they can get in more closer. And sometimes I pull it out and do that. Like I can do eyeballs with this stuff, guys. Alright. You can really get in real close. See a little dot right there? Depending how you thin your paint. That's a little too thin for this, for what I'm doing. Alright. We do a little dot. Yeah. You gotta know how to practice doing controlling your finger, just like trigger memory, muscle memory, trigger memory. Okay. But I'm a bit of a klutz, and I keep that protected. Okay. And you can do the same thing with the Soltar. Not just this one. Soltar's a good brush. Trust me when I tell you. It's not better. Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to clean my airbrush. I am going to get ready for the next segment. So, and then I'm going to seal this. Okay? And then I'm going to pull all the crap out. And we're going to touch up whatever I didn't paint. And then we'll move into the next segment. Okay? Which is going to be doing the Hawaiian shirt. Or maybe doing some highlights first and then do the Hawaiian shirt. I gotta get a better picture up on the Hawaiian shirt to see where and how we're gonna do all this, okay? So stay tuned, I'll be back in a few. Okay. So let's get into this Hawaiian shirt. I'm laughing because it's gonna be a little challenge, so we'll see how we do. So I have these two colors to start off with. I have the pastel green and the pastel blue. Now, let me show you a couple reference pictures that I pulled up real quick. Hold on a second. Where did I put it? Okay. So I have that. Okay. And obviously that one, the one we looked at before. The one that I saw, it was pretty interesting. And the reason why is because it was done by a painter, obviously. I think it's McFarlane Toys. They have it, Brett, that they painted. Okay. Yeah. And that's not a bad reference either. Okay. So, what I would like to start doing is going into those greens and blues right there and using the airbrush to try to see if I can get some good color in there. Like, you know, at least most with one color, and then I'll go in with the brush and do some of those odd shapes in there. But at least getting the base color for those greens in there, and maybe doing the darker colors in the blue. Alright, now these two colors are so similar to each other. Hold on a second. This green and this blue are very similar in color. Let's see if I can get you guys up there. Focus. Right there. See how similar they are? And, you know, the green is obviously a little bit lighter. You know what? Let me put them in a palette. Just for shits and giggles here. Let's do the blue. Move to the blue right here. You guys can't see that. Put it up there. Right. Hold on a second. Let me fix this here. Get this one out of the way here. Pull this one back a little bit. Oh. Sorry about that. Trying to get these lights to be a little more friendly to you guys. Yeah, they're too similar to each other. I'm not sure if I like. Well, they are pastels, so. You know, but you see how. It's interesting. So. I have to go into my arsenal. I gotta do a little experimenting here. So, this is the pastel blue. Just need to darken it a little bit. Not too much either. So I don't want to make it too dark, but also this is too close to that green. I like to use that green as a base, and this is like more of like a. Ghost is whoa. Is that good? No. Right. The thing stuck in there. I have a tool for that here. Somewhere. Here we go. and a pair of pliers. It's nice to have them handy. Needle nose. Just regular needle nose. Okay. Make sure that's closed. That would have been a disaster. It's the first time it ever happened to me like that in that one. Alright. I got blue everywhere. Alright, so let me put a little bit of drop of blue. One little drop, and we'll mix it, and we'll see what comes out. Experimenting. Which one was the one? Here we go. One more. Clean my hands. I don't want to touch the kit. I'll paint the hands. Just put a little bit more in there. One more drop at a time. There we go. That's gonna be too much. I don't know. I kind of like that. Alright. That right there I kind of like a little better. Alright. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lay down some green. No, some... Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I'm going to lay down the green first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush in the blue. Okay? So I'm going to airbrush the green. I've been mixing these paints for a little while now, so these two, at least these two, not the other ones. Alright, so we put some thinner. AK paints are a little bit thicker, guys, so you're going to have to thin down a little bit more than what you usually do. Oh, let me get that out of the screen. Sorry. Alright, set up. Yeah, so the AK paints are a little bit thicker, so you're going to have to just get the dilution right. Okay. Put about 4. One more. 4 to like 5. Because I got a little bit of extra thinner in there. Okay. Mix it up. It's not too bad. All right. Okay, I lowered my compressor a little bit, about 2 bars. Okay. So if I get the undershirt, I can go back in and paint that, you know. So right now I'm not too worried about that. I can always go back and paint. These are going to be light colors, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, alright, the button is part of the Hawaiian shirt. Okay. So this is going to be the base for all the other stuff. Okay. think I'm going in with the blue and just doing like little lines or dots or something. So let me clean this up and then I'll think about it. All right, I'll be right back. All right, yeah, I want to go with the blue a little bit, the blue pastel, not the blue that I mixed. 1, 2, 3 drops like that, and just give it a little bit of variation around the green, you know. And then we'll go with a little bit darker blue. See how that goes. Not too much. I just want to give it a little bit of a difference in. Okay. Mix. Mix. Yeah, I didn't seal it yet, so I'm just gonna and then I'll seal it. So I just want to clean up the airbrush in there for a minute. I'm getting a little gnarly in there. All right. Okay. Blue is not much of a blue, but going very lightly on that. All right. Like, look at my finger like that, and it's not much. Doing little spurts here and there just to give it a little bit of a difference in color, but it's not, to you guys it's probably not showing up, and to me barely. So it was a try. Did it work? Nah, that's okay. It's worth a try, right? Just give it a little bit of a difference in color. Not that much. Alright. It just seems like it strengthened the green a little bit underneath, which is good, because that's what I wanted before. But not much. Okay. There you go. Okay, so let me clean the airbrush. I'll seal that and then I'll come back. Okay. I lightened up the blue a little bit. What I did is I just added another 1 drop of the blue, and I mixed it and lightened it up a little bit. I like excuse me. I like it was a little too dark for me, so I'm gonna brush this stuff on. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush. The green and the blue is in effect like water, all right, and like the little reds and yellows, those are the palm trees, and I think there's like a little boat-shaped looking thingy that we're gonna try to paint. It's more on this side than the white, all right. And then you've got a couple of palm trees coming here, and you know, we'll mix it up a little bit, and a couple on the collar. So, but what I want to do is just add some of this effect of water all around here. It's very random. Just give it like that. Randomness. Take a step back and look what's going on here real quick. I'm going to spray over that green on the blue areas I did and try to blend those together. Okay, so okay. All right, let me let that dry and I'm going to seal it. All right, doing a little research, I found that. Okay, and that looks like a little pontoon. Some rocks, the palm trees. And this collar, he has a palm tree going, and maybe on this side a little bit over here. All right. So kind of looks like he took this somewhat of a pose to do his sculpting, the shirt and stuff. It just looks very similar. So I'm going to stick with that, with this one here, okay? I couldn't find it on the computer, but I did find it, and I don't want to go in there and go crazy looking for it. So I'm just going to put this on the side here in reference to this one a little bit. All right, I'll keep the other picture up there for you guys if you guys want that. I got a little bit of yellow. I got this to paint the pontoon. I'm going to use this color. I might paint a rock somewhere around here. Okay, and that's about it, I think. I don't want to fill it up and overwhelm it. I'll put maybe like a couple of palm trees and a couple of yellow here and there, you know. But this, I think this yellow ochre is a good, it's got some yellows that I think I'm going to airbrush in. The yellow in there a little bit. Okay, put some color, certain areas, odd colors in there, here and there. But for the most part, palm tree here, pontoon boat just barely coming out of his behind his jacket, and a rock here, maybe part of the palm tree coming out over here somewhere, maybe, and up here, and then the collar, and that's it. Maybe I'll add some yellows and things like that around his collar, but that's about it. And like I said, I don't want to fill it in with just too much color. You know what I mean? but I do want to keep somewhat of the some of the, that originality going there with his shirt. I think ochre is a good color for those. Alright, let me get a thinner paint. I got a little bit of mess going already, but bear with me, guys. We'll get through this. Alright, let me get a. I knew this part was going to be a little stressful for me, but, you know, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. I think it's coming along nice. I like the way the shirt's coming out so far. I'm not throwing this thing through the window later on, but, you know. Alright. So, I put a little bit of flow improver on I got the ochre right there, okay? So that's what you guys know what I'm doing. Put 1 drop of flow improver in there. Alright, just get a good flow so when I'm brushing. Alright, so the pontoon, what I was thinking is just give it the shape of the pontoon. And then, what do you call it? Then doing the red over it. The red underneath the hull. Okay, and then the red pontoon coming across. Alright, so, but I don't wanna, it's not gonna be the whole thing. It's gonna be just showing just a little bit. Okay? So that's my goal. Like half of it, maybe less than half. So we're gonna go on the white. And just draw the shape of it. Yeah, I think the yellow ochre was a good choice. I think it was a good choice in color to pick. To match at least, you know. Forget that I want to do a wash. It's probably going to darken it a little bit. I think the wash is necessary to get into the creases and the shadows and things like that, so I'm just going to give it a basic shape. My wife would be really good at this because she can draw. You know. I don't know if you can hear my kid and my dog running around. Just a basic shape. I don't even want to know what's going on down there right now. What the hell is he doing? Can you hear him jumping around?
We've just picked up a ship on the radar coming in. Should reach us in about 2 weeks.
I can't complain, he's a good kid. He's doing really good at school. You know. He's a bit of a putz, but he's a good kid. So I'll put a little red and then the pontoon red, okay? But that's just the basic shape. I'm gonna shape it up a little bit more with the red. All right, and I don't wanna go too crazy, just put something in there. All right. And then we'll see if we add some more to it. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, I gotta change some water on that. Okay. All right, next, let me see. Let me mess around with some colors here. I don't want too dark of a brown. Let's see what I have here. It is kind of dark. Let's just give it a little bit of a shape of a rock there. Looks like a big piece of poop. Oops. There we go. This looks like a big piece of poop. Just sitting there. Alright, it is what it is. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to start off a little bit darker and then I'll go lighter. How's that? And you just want to get the basic shape of it. Alright? Looks like a big pile of poop. That's what I'm going to put down. Big pile of poop. Alright. Make it look like an island, I guess. Or a rock. There we go. Then maybe I'll make one in here in the fold somewhere down here. Give it like some kind of shape. Maybe try little palm trees right here, right there. Do one and do one on the bottom of that. Let's see how we're gonna do this, guys. All right. I'll add some color to it and stuff like that, but let's see how I. Palm trees. Sorry if I got out of focus there. Right now I'm just doing lines. Alright, so I'm going to add color to the palm tree. You know, I'm going to have to, there's a lot of personal information there. I'm going to have to erase or block or something with the video when I do it later on. So I'm just reminding myself to do that. Okay, so I'm going to put some of these shadows and stuff from the palm tree. Hopefully make it look like something. Okay, but here we go. Alright. I'm going to a little bit of darker brown. I'm using it as a stem of the branch. Alright. So that's what I'm doing right now with this darker brown. I'm going to do fine lines along the stem. Wherever the hell you put the branches to. Okay, nothing crazy. Okay. And now yeah, it looks like something. Okay. So maybe put a little bit of shadows in the branches themselves. Got some. Faintly put. You guys are awesome. If you're still here watching me do this crap, I swear to God, this is very intense for me. All right. What I do want to do is give the boat a little bit of lining to make it look like a boat. So what I'm looking at, the edge, at the top, there's a little bit of something going on here. Like that. Fix that. Something like that. It's a little better. Again, I'm gonna spray over this a little bit, maybe with a little bit of off-white just to meld everything down and tone it down and blend it. I think that's what's gonna need to be done. Yeah, I don't want to make it look too busy, guys. I'm not too crazy about making it look too busy. I like these colors, and I want to maintain some kind of, something. So I'm going to put it could be a branch here going, but partial palm tree. Getting lost in the collar, if you know what I mean. Alright, see the collar, how it falls over? So we're going to have them get lost in there somewhere. So you're just going to put two branches, a couple of shadows first, since we got the brown out. Alright, and then we'll paint some of the yellow in there. We'll put the branch coming in somewhere in there. Okay. It's very intense. There's some odd colors here, yellow. Maybe I'll put some here. Put a little bit there. Maybe mix in a little bit of the lighter brown in there. Just to give it some kind of, you know what I'm saying? There you go. It's looking like something, guys. Okay. Yellow. There. Just a little bit. Let's put some. Where's this button here? Put a little bit of brown here. Add some yellow. Got too much color in the pen. I like that. All right. The red. Yeah. So I'm using, I'll show you the color in a minute what I'm using, and I'm thinning it down because I don't want it to go in too strong or too thick. Okay. The red that I'm using is Model Air from Vallejo. The red, just plain red. It's fun. It's the Model Air line. I put 3 drops of flow improver to thin it down. Okay. Mix it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pontoon. The hull is painted red. Okay. See right there? So, like I said, I don't want this to go on too thick. If I got to do another pass, I'll do another pass. Alright, now let's do the palms. Alright, so the palm tree I'm going to do, the first one is going to be the one on top here. Alright, that one ends somewhere in the middle of the water somewhere. Alright, so I'm going to stop right there. Make that a little thicker. Do a little bit more. And see how the other colors just come right through that, which is nice. And it's not very stark red, you know. I like that. Okay. So there's that one. Let's do the one on the collar. Alright. Just like that. And I'm going by the reference pictures, guys. It's not great, but it's not bad. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I think I should mix it with a little bit of the white and blend it. But other than that, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? I mean, check that out. It's not easy to paint Hawaiian shirt, man. I'm telling you. It's my first time. I know, but you know, I mean, if you can do better than that, I mean, please do it. You know, show me how to do it. There's no tutorial out there how to do this stuff, so I'm just taking chances here, man. You know, but I think it's okay. You know, shit. You know. I don't know. You know. It's like something's missing here, so I'm gonna put a little trunk here. A happy little tree. I'll put a happy little tree right here. Like something's missing there, you know. Something needs to be there. It's too blah right there. So I'm going like Bob Ross here. Put a happy little tree, you know. I'm gonna put a happy little branch or palm. Let's put it up here. Like that. Okay. Let's put some yellow. Once I get past this stage, I'm gonna be happy, guys. I hate to say it. This is very stressful. I'm very nervous about doing this, but you know, I'm the kind of guy. Well, then you know, I just gotta get done. Let's do it. All right. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't think it's bad at all. It's a Hawaiian shirt for crying out loud. What do you guys think? I hope you guys are okay with that. Oh man. Alright. Let me seal this. Alright. I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna seal it. And then we'll come back and we'll overspray it with a little bit of a lighter color. I just want to make sure that this is gonna be, that's it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just mist a little bit of the white sands, the same one that we used before, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly mist. Just to get some of the color to meld down a little bit and to blend in. And I'm just lightly misting. I'm pretty far away. And that's all I want to do is just lightly mist the colors. Okay, I'm doing it everywhere, even the blues that I did before. Okay. Just lightly mist. There we go. See how it's not so stark? See what kind of mix I got. So I gotta fix a couple things. Like right there. Okay. It's a little runny, but yeah, that's too thin. Anyway, I have to go in with the brush. That's too much. Very, very lightly mist. Okay. And what it does is just knocks it down a little bit and blends everything together, which just came out really nice. I mean, that was probably the worst Hawaiian shirt pick to do. You know what I mean? But it's done. I'm happy with it. As long as you're happy with it, all right. If you could draw something better than that, then go for it, guys. Because I'm a shitty drawer. All right. So, okay. All right. I want to seal that, and then peel off this stuff and touch up whatever I need to touch up in the edges and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Episode 3, episode 4. I don't know where this is gonna fall, to be honest with you. Like I said before, I posted the part 1 where it's mostly a skin tone. But I haven't finished editing anything else as of right now. Well, actually, I did start, but I'm debating how long am I going to make these videos. So I'm still in that. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just going to try to continue on, and then I'll just take my time this weekend or whatever during the week if I can and continue. I'm putting a little putty on this thing. Alright, I forgot to do the hand before I got on. I don't want to get paint on it. And the reason why is, and I'll show you in a minute, what I want to do next is, this is a quick job, guys, right here. See, so it doesn't take that much. Okay. What I want to do is paint some black. Now, what I want to paint black on is, ooh, hold on a second, because I can't see nothing. Let me set up my tablet real quick. Should take off. What I want to paint black is put some black on the tail, put some black on the wherever the black is going to be. This is going to be like a grayish black, the inside part. This is going to be all the jacket color, but these things ribbons are like a light girl, like a very dark gray here, and the tail. What I don't want to do is have to go in there later on and do all this stuff that's pretty light or where I got paint on. So I want to make sure that I put a base color on all this black stuff before I start painting with the other color. Okay, so tablet right here. I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I want to do is get the color. See, this is going to be black here, in here. Okay, so well, the dark gray or whatever, you know. But I want to put a base color, a base black on the tail. You know, maybe I'll go all around and touch up all that stuff. So this way I don't have to do it later and be going around close to where all the stuff that I already finished. So I still have them covered. Okay. Well, I uncovered them yesterday, so you guys saw that. I don't have a lot of cleaning up to do inside, but I haven't done that yet. Inside the shirt and all that, we can do that later. I just want to get some of this stuff done, at least the base color for this stuff today. Alright, just trying to move on a little bit, do a little bit every night, you know, because I'm a little busy at work. So I came home, did stuff around here, and still got stuff going on. You know, work, kid, you know, wife, life, things like that. So, okay. So it is what it is. I think maybe tomorrow I can concentrate a little bit on doing the touch-ups. You know, and things like that, which is not bad. You know, I'm a lot more ahead than what I thought I was going to be with this kit. Okay, so alright, so let me use this airbrush. It needs to be like that. Alright, so what I'm going to use is scale color to do the black all along this area, this part right here where all these ribbings are, here, the tail, anything that needs to be done with black. You can see it has a lot of different colors in there, and it's going to be a tough to hide later on. And if I want to start painting the jacket, I don't want to have to go back and forth and touching up all that stuff afterwards. So maybe get a good basic color for the black in there. Alright. I figure this could be a quick little segment to the next video or whatever. However this is going to go. Because like I said, you know, I try to keep the videos kind of short. But you know what I mean, I'm going to do the best I can, so. Now what I'm planning on doing with the tail is, you know, the tail's not going to just black. You know, it's going to have some tone variations and all different types of things. It's going to have probably a little bit of silver in there. Alright. To highlight certain parts of the tail and stuff. All right. Now remember, the arm is going to be up like this, so a lot of this is going to cast, it's going to be shadowed areas. So if you want, you can hit from the bottom while you're here now with the black, and that'll give you a nice base color for when you start putting your paint. And that'll be less shadowing than you need to do later on. So let me pause it here, let it dry, seal, okay. And next step would be to start laying the jacket color. I'm gonna start with that. All right. So I'm gonna clean the sucker really good, all right, because you're gonna need it. Okay. And then I'll be back, and we'll continue with the jacket. Okay. Hang tight. Okay, real quick, I want to show you. I don't want to waste your time. I want to do this off camera, but you see that all this right here? That's what happens when you spray your top coat and it's not fully dry, and it'll ruin your kit. If you do like skin tones, you think you're already done, you go do this, it wasn't dry, and it's gonna get this. Now luckily this is just black, so I can just paint it over, which is no big deal, but make sure that your stuff is dry. See, I thought it was dry. It looked dry to me, but it wasn't. So now I got to go over it again with black and then top coat it again once it's fully dry. Alright, so I'm not going to repeat the steps that we did before, but I wanted to show you what happens when you do that. You got to make sure your stuff is dry. Alright? Okay. We're back. Let me get this up. So I got a little cup here. Now what I did is I tested these two colors. I wasn't sure which one I was going to go with. And one was too green, the other one was too light. I don't know. What I did do is I mixed them up. And I like the results of the mix up. So it was an even mix of 50-50 on these two colors on the AK kits. So we're going to use an even amount on canvas tone from the set, okay, and the other one is olive base uniform. Okay, so what's good about this, I can use either color to highlight or shade. Okay, So I'm gonna mix enough to have to I did about 22 drops of the uniform. And I'm gonna put an even mix. I want to make enough so I can cover the whole thing. If not, I'll make some more, but no big deal. But I'm trying to keep it all the same. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Alright. So I got those two. Got a little mixing stick here. I'll put enough thinner. Everything's going to be already mixed. And a flow improver. Let me see what kind of mix I get out of this. Gotta mix this very well. A little bit more thinner on this. And I'm just going to do a base color for the uniform. Just get some in there, hopefully for tonight. I can seal it and then come back tomorrow and do the rest. Okay. So it's been a couple hours since I did the black. I had to redo it as I showed you before. There's still a couple spots I gotta redo again. Looks like they haven't covered very well, but that's okay. It's just black, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright. So I think I got a good, nice good mix here. Yeah, it's a good mix, okay. Hopefully. Won't clog up my airbrush again, so. Alright. Alright. So I'm gonna just pour some in here. Get started. Put a cover on that. Anything. To cover it up so it doesn't dry up on you. Okay. And I'm gonna start. You want to start wherever you want to start. I want to start in the front. And I'm going to stick away from battery's low on the tablet. That's okay though. Alright, nice and easy. Not too, don't soak it. Just do thin layers. And if you want to get close to the black, try to follow a straight line. Okay? Oops. Let's see what happens if we spray too much on. Just try to get good coverage. overspray the black, I'm not too worried about it. The reason why is you can always go back and touch up the black. The black is going to be the easiest thing you're going to be able to touch up. Alright. Guys, I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna seal the crap out of it. I think I'm gonna take the putty off because I'm gonna redo it tomorrow. I really don't have to. Yeah, I do. I don't want to get no paint on this stuff. Because I still gotta do some shadows and look at some dark colors in the crevices and things like that. and then maybe we'll hit this color again over very lightly after I'm done with all the lining. And you know, I gotta get lining inside all these little with the darker color. You know what I mean? Where's the color stuff? Right. So what I'm gonna do is this with the uniform base color. Maybe I'll darken that a little bit more, and I'll go inside the crevices, like in the lining of the whole part of the green side, right? And then I'll touch up the black with a brush. Okay. All over the place. And then what I'll do is, after that, we'll remask this thing, and we'll do some highlights and maybe some shadows and stuff. Alright. I like the color. The more I look at it, the more I'm happy with it. Alright. So that's just a regular base color for his jacket right now. Okay. And that's kind of what it's going to look like. Alright. Let me get this to focus on. Just give me 1 second. Let me do something real quick. So it doesn't get too gnarly in my spray cup. Okay. Focus. Let's try to focus on the blue. There you go. Okay. I like how that. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna let this dry. If you guys are worried about all that stuff that's happening right there with all the putty, here, let me show you something. Let me show you something real quick. So you guys don't get nervous. It comes out real quick, real easy. Alright. And then if you get stuff stuck, you just hit it with the putty, and it picks up other putty, like in the little creaks and corners and little. Alright. And the stuff just, all that crap will just come right up. Just dab it, and it'll come right up. Okay, so I don't want to worry about it. I want to let it dry before I start pulling. Just a little bit. Alright guys, I'm going to let this dry, then I'm going to seal it, and then I'm going to bed. So have yourself a good night. I will see you again tomorrow if I have time to do stuff, which I'm hoping. Alright, and that is it for today. Thank you. See you tomorrow.